All right, algebraic reasoning. We are going to have a quiz on Friday. So today we're going to take a quiz review. So the quiz is Friday. We're reviewing today. The review is an assignment. Okay, so it is going to go in the grade book separately than the quiz. That may have not happened in the past, but it is happening this time. So you want to make sure you do your review. And on this video, I'm going to do a little quick notes sheet explaining inverses. Now, the Khan Academy videos did a great job doing that already. You've already done 2 assignments based on this. But if you still need some extra assistance, extra notes, and this can definitely help you prepare for your quiz, this is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to understand. That way, when you take your review, it'll make sense, and then the quiz will be fashioned like the review. So let's check it out here. Okay, let's see if I can zoom in. Yeah, cool. All right, so inverse notes here. Uh, the inverse of a point table and functions when you do what? Now, this is important. You're going to switch x and y values. Okay, that's what a function. Sorry, that's what an inverse does. It's a inverting basically. It's switching x and y. Okay, so example 1 here. The most basic way is how do you invert, or what's the inverse of points? Okay, well, you're literally going to flip x and y. You're going to literally, for your x comma y point, you're just going to take the x and the y and switch places. Nothing changes about the sign, positive or negative. It goes with the number, of course, but you're just switching the order. Okay. So, for example, 3 comma negative 4 is really now negative 4 comma 3. You see how that negative sign stayed with the 4? Okay. Negative 4 comes to the front, 3 goes to the back. Okay, so the second one, negative 2, 7 becomes 7, negative 2. 5, 9 becomes 9, 5. Negative 1, negative 6, negative 6, negative 1. Okay, all I'm doing is flipping x and y. Okay, cool. Now, what about a table? Now, there's 2 ways to table. A table can be vertical up and down like this one. Also, a table can be left and right like this one. Okay, but we're going to fill this out. What is the inverse of these tables? Well, once again, you're just going to flip the x and the y sides of the table. Okay, so let's flip it. So on this one, this whole side is now, whoa, is going to, what's the deal here? What can I write? That's silly. Okay, 1 second. There we go. It's going to go to the y side, and this y side is going to go to the x side. You're just flipping left to right, right to left. That's it. Okay. Now the first point is the same on both sides, so negative 2 is the same. The second one right there, negative 1 comma 2 is now 2 negative 1. Just flipping the order. 0 6 is now 6 0. 1 10 is now 10 1. 2 14 is now 14 2. Cool. So to flip a table, that's the inverse. Okay, and remember that little negative 1 right there. Okay, I'm trying to make a little arrowhead. Is inverse. Okay, inverse is the little f inverse. F little negative 1. Okay. Now the same thing happens if it's a table horizontally, okay, which is going to be on your review and your quiz, okay. You're going to take the x on top, bring it to the bottom, take the y on the bottom, bring it to the top, okay. You're just flipping x and y. Okay, so let's do that. So the first point right here is 1 comma 0. It's going to now become 0 comma 1. 2 comma 8 is now 8 comma 2. 3 comma 12 is now 12 comma 3. 4 comma 10 is now 10 comma 4. 5 comma 4 is now 4 comma 5. Okay, so that's what it means to be an inverse. You switch x and y, flip it. Okay, that's the word I keep using. Now, on our assignment, second assignment on Khan Academy, we learned how to do this algebraically. Okay, but let's explain this. Okay, what is the inverse of this function? So you're going to have to solve this algebraically. Your first step, f of x becomes y. Okay? So f of x becomes y. Okay. Second step, it's what we've been doing the whole time. I'm going to take that y, take that x, and I'm going to flip that. Maybe the better word is switch x and y. Okay. So did you see how? And another color here. Okay. You see how y went there, x went there, right? Anyways, now the next step is I need to solve it. Okay. Step 3 is solve this for y. So if I'm solving for this y, 3 and negative 12 have to go. I get rid of the negative 12, the constant, or the loner first. So I get rid of minus 12 with the opposite, which is plus 12. Opposites cancel out. On the left side here, x plus 12 is not 12x, it's not 13, it's not 12. It's x plus 12. X plus 12 are not like terms. We're going to just write x plus 12 next to each other. Okay? And that equals y. And I keep solving for y here. Okay, same thing. So to get rid of that 3 in front of y, anytime I'm getting rid of a coefficient that's being multiplied, I do the opposite, which is divide. And I'm dividing the whole left side. So this 1x is being divided by 3. This 12x is being divided by 3. And then these 3's cancel out. Okay. Now I'm going to bring this y over here, but on your last step, okay, y becomes f inverse x. Okay. It's important that the notation is correct for an inverse. It has to have f with the little negative 1, f inverse x. And so I'm going to bring that over to the left-hand side. F inverse x equals, now right here, this 1x divided by 3 is 1 over 3x. And this 12 divided by 3, 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay? And that's our function. Okay? Our inverse function. Cool. Just to, what's going on here? Divide this. Okay, same thing over here. F of x becomes y. Now this is a little different than what we did in the notes and on the Khan Academy, but I'm going to show you just one little step difference, okay? Once again, flip x and y. Okay, now I get rid of the loner 5, so minus 5, and I do it on both sides. Opposites cancel. I just rewrite x minus 5 because they're not like terms. Now this last step is going to be a little different, okay? Whenever you have a squared, you're going to have to square root to get rid of it, okay? Squares and square roots are opposite things. They are inverse operations. So I'll put a square root on the left side, square root over x minus 5, and I'll put it over y squared. When we have square root and squared, those cancel out. I like to scratch them out. And my last step, I'm going to rewrite y as f inverse x, and that equals the square root of x minus 5. All right. So there are bounds, but we'll talk about that later. Cool. So this, what we went over just now, okay, is going to be very similar to what's on the review, which is going to be very similar to what is on the quiz Friday. So make sure you go over this, take your review seriously, get it done, and then we'll get that that quiz done on Friday. All right.